What is up, guys? Delboy here. So, according to several reports online, it's looking likely, despite all of the bluster, despite all of the talk, Kell Brook could be moving back down to £147. Now, what do I think of this? Firstly, the two names being mentioned are Amir and Manny Pacquiao. They are the opponents being mentioned for Kell Brook. To me, I've got to be honest with you, this seems like a cynical cash out for Kell Brook. Doesn't even seem disguised. Essentially, the narrative we've been fed for basically 2 years is that welterweight is extremely hard for Kell Brook to make. We heard that all in the build-up to the Golovkin fight. We heard it in the build-up to the Errol Spence fight and in the aftermath to the Errol Spence fight. You know, welterweight was too hard. It's detrimental to Kell Brook's performances. Hence why he's moved up to £154. And he's going to sort of campaign there from now on. Skip forward a few months, to me it looks like they've gone to £154, they've realised there's no big fights there, and they've realised the likelihood of Kell Brook winning a world title in that weight class are very slim. So they've bit the bullet and they've decided that, you know what, Kell, you've got to get your ass back down to £147 to get your cash out fight. And, you know, Khan and Pacquiao are the most likely options. Obviously, the Khan fight has been talked about for years in the UK. It's a big fight. It's going to sell well. And obviously, the Pacquiao fight, well, it's Manny Pacquiao, so that's always going to sell. My thoughts on the Khan fight, and I think I've mentioned this on the channel before. To me, right now, that fight just feels like a slap in the face. It should have happened when Kell Brook was the IBF champion. It should have happened when Kell Brook was campaigning at the weight class. It should have happened when Amir was on a good run of form at welterweight also, when he was beating the likes of Devin Alexander and people like that. That's when it should have happened, when two guys were fighting near their best. Now, it just seems like a cash out because no other options are available for either guy. And would I watch it? Probably, but it's not got the same ring to it. It's not got the same prestige to it. And quite frankly, it leaves a bitter taste in the mouth, I'll be honest with you. The fight was that much better a few years ago. And obviously the Pacquiao fight, again, when Kell was making welterweight, that would have been a great fight. But how does Kell make the weight, man? I mean, like I said, Kell's team have been saying for the past 2 years, Kell can barely make that weight. So how is it going to affect his performance against Manny Pacquiao, a guy with exceptional foot speed and hand speed, even to this day? You know, yes, Kell Brook would be the substantially bigger man, but will he be able to catch Pacquiao? Will he be sort of, will he be sluggish from the weight cut and things of that nature? How healthy is he going to be in that ring? Who knows, man? Who knows? To me, you know, this would just... Kell Brook going back down to welterweight after all what's been said, to me, just seems like a cynical cash out. Not only that, according to Eddie Hearn, Kell Brook was offered a fight on the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin. He was offered like a tick-over fight to keep him busy. Kell Brook declined and said he only wants big fights. To me, man, I think Kell Brook has 1 foot out of the door. To me, it's so obvious Kell Brook has 1 foot outside of the door. And that's hard to buy into as a fan, as far as I'm concerned. And not only that, I always have the opinion of Kell Brook where I personally feel this guy was one of the most talented fighters in the UK, but he's been poorly managed. He's taken fights he shouldn't have taken. It took him too long to step up, and quite frankly, yes, he's had a good career. Yes, he's made a lot of money, but I think he should have had a better career with the talent he has. And I rate Kell Brook that highly. I really, really do. I think he's an exceptionally talented fighter. And when I see Kell Brook, to me, it's just it's a story of what could have been. And don't get me wrong, like I said, he's achieved more than most boxers could ever dream of, but to me, Kell Brook was an exceptionally talented fighter. His control of range, his jab, his timing, you know, his style of fighting to me is really nice to watch. And I always get frustrated when thinking about Kell Brook and his career, and I think that's why I'm not really into this. Maybe I'll grow to it when we get closer to it if it happens, but to me, it just seems like a cynical cash out. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm not trying to be down on it. Obviously, I'd like to see Kell Brook do well because I'm a big fan of his, but I think the end is nigh for Kell Brook. What do you guys think? Peace.